Many new college and university students have only a vague idea of how they envision their career path. They may have been given basic advice such as go to college. While this is often good advice, it doesn't really provide a specific direction or goal for the students to follow. There are many reasons for choosing a career. While some people have a vague idea of the career they wish to pursue, others may be drawn to an idealized vision of a profession without understanding all the hard work that is needed to reach that level. Some make a career decision because they believe there will always be a need for that profession. Some are attracted to the high pay level of certain careers. Although these are valid reasons for choosing a career, the student may not have any passion for that career. Those who choose a career solely on a perceived level of job security or high salary without any interest in that career may experience a frustrated and unhappy future. When determining your future career path, start by finding your passion. Some consider their passion to be their purpose in life. Having a career that you are passionate about can bring you more fulfillment, a more fulfilling future. Having a passion about your career is a key to having the stamina, grit, and energy you need to do all the work required to succeed. Understanding your personal identity will help you determine your choice of career path. Your identity is more than your name and various physical characteristics. Consider the following. I value my life. I like to travel to new places with with my free time. I see myself as a passionate artist. I am adventurous and I will take risks. I am also cautious because I want certainty in life. How you see yourself is the first step in determining your passions. From there, you can determine your career goals and obstacles and objectives. Self reflection is often a powerful tool to discover or rediscover your personal passion. Take a few moments to jot down your responses to these questions. I like to run. I'm very great at bringing characters to life. I value my life. I wanted to be a lawyer when I was younger. The thought of living a comfortable life and talking for money made me happy. When I go when I go swimming, I lose track of time. When I only eat fruits and vegetables and drink water, I am the happiest. When we did the dance club in high school, I felt a greater sense of purpose. We were expressing emotions through movement. I love to sing. I aspire to be a professional. I value ambition and the quality of work that an employee can give to me. Once you discover your passion, you can seek to identify your goals and objectives. People sometimes use the and terms goals and objectives interchangeably, but they are not the same. A goal is an outcome, the ultimate target. An objective is an intermediate step that you must complete in order to accomplish your goal. The objective should have specific, measurable, actionable, and realistic conditions that must be completed in order to attain your goal. A goal may have multiple objectives attached to it. For example, a goal could be to complete your business degree in 3 to 5 years. An objective might to be to complete this course. The next objective might be to determine a career path based on the information you learned. The next objective might be to outline the courses you need to take to achieve the career path. A goal is a singular outcome you wish to reach, your ultimate target. An objective is an action you take to reach the target. When you take the time to get to know yourself, you don't run the risk of living someone else's dream. Self knowledge will allow you to appreciate and admire someone else's dream and cheer them on to destiny as it unfolds for them. Knowing thyself means you can celebrate with your coworker who just got a promotion at the company where you are simply passing through. The promotion is their dream, not yours. But if you don't know yourself, you might become jealous, confused, or angry, asking, why did Amanda get the promotion? I've got more education than her and a broader skill set. 2. What difference does it make? That's not your dream. It's your coworkers. If you're not working for a while at a retail chain, be happy that Greg got promoted to management. If you're working for a while at a retail chain, be happy that Greg got promoted to management. You may be smarter, more educated, and have more experience too. But if retail management is not your destiny, giving you a promotion there will only make you and everyone around you miserable. What works for someone else simply won't work for you. Do the work required for your own life and stay away from other people's dreams. Don't be jealous or insecure about other people's accomplishments. God has an abundant storehouse of blessings for you as the God destined life for you unfolds. Knowing thyself means you can be happy for your BFF when she gets married, even while you wait for your Mr. Right. Knowing you means you can be genuinely happy for the person who earns another degree, moves into their dream house, buys the head turner of a sports car. Destiny is smart, and she doesn't make mistakes. You can try all you want to live someone else's destiny, but it just won't fit. You'll never flow in what you do by living someone else's dream, and it will never feed your soul. It doesn't matter how good it looks if you get the dream job and all the perks that go along with it. It sounds like a fourth grader silly joke. What has a name everyone has heard, but no one has seen? What is untouchable but touches our lives every day? The internet, of course. The lifetime of the internet is a brief 30 years, yet it has profoundly changed. How we search for knowledge is an age in an age when knowledge is power. The World Wide Web, the graphical, easily accessible portion of the internet that has energized its growth, is barely 5 years old. In 1997, combined internet sales from direct marketing and media totaled $1 billion. By the year 2002, direct marketing alone will account for 1 billion, with media sales reaching nearly 8 billion. Should part of that revenue be yours? Should you invest your time, energy, money, and other resources to market and or sell your products and services over the internet? Or should you expand those scarce resources on offline marketing techniques that you know will work? Obviously, there's no right answer. Let's start with some basic data about the internet so you'll be able to make an informed decision. The Internet is a worldwide interconnection between many different computer networks. Networks of two or more computers allow the users to share information, programs, and equipment and to communicate with one another. They come in two flavors: LANs, local area network link computers in the same building or area, and WANs, wide area networks that tie together distant computer systems. Basically, the internet is the infrastructure that links networks to one another. By hooking together servers, the large computers that manage individual networks, the internet makes information stored on thousands of computers around the world accessible to millions of people. The internet transmits messages between servers much the way telephone systems does. In the age of cell phones, video conferencing, and the internet, why do you need the ability to write well? Surprisingly, today's fast paced digital world demands more, not less, writing. Whether for an entry level job, for later advancement, or for a professional career, your success potential in workplaces of the 21st century relies heavily on how well you write documents. Recent surveys of people working in a variety of jobs and professional fields say that each day they spend an average of 30% of their time writing. They write letters, memos, product evaluations, technical manuals, business trip reports, feasibility reports, lab reports, proposals, minutes, web pages, newsletters, and brochures. Your success in college is another reason to solid writing ability. Throughout your education, you need to write essays, research papers, lab reports, and other college related assignments. The better your skills and fluency as a writer, the more smoothly your coursework will go. Yet another benefit of writing, studies show people significantly increase their insight, understandings, and abilities to remember the subject they're writing about. Here's how the phenomenon operates. The physical act of writing triggers brain processors that lead you to make new connections among ideas. Pleasant shock of recognition occur as your mind starts from what you already know and leaps to what your mind did not see before. One of my favorite statements comes from the world famous writer E.M. Foster. How can I know what I mean until I've seen what I've said? Writing activity activates unique mental pathways that enable you to pursue knowledge, think through complex concepts, and gain solid ownership of your education. Thank you so much for your time. Yesterday, we got to briefly discuss the new story that I was coming out with, and we talked about how I wanted to turn this into a franchise. So this plan, which I like to call Operation AAA 669057, is broken up into five phases, well, five tiers. Mm, mm. So you have tier one, which is the core. So, in my own words, the core is basically the foundation of the entire operation, which is an educational facility and the focusing of small businesses because small business is the foundation of the economy. We really want the money that's in this to really circulate to the different parts, and so that way it stays inside of the AAA 669057, and it's used to grow. The goal of our university is to help our leaders to develop policies and resolve public policies. Now, tier two is production. Now, you have an array of different businesses that are tied together with the school, and that the school will train the students to work in these businesses. So it's like that's the advantage of going to this university because in in a regular school, you go there, you get an education, and then you market yourself to these businesses that have nothing to do with the school. And sometimes I've heard stories about people who have a 4-year college degree and then they still end up only being able to find a maybe a retail store or a fast food job. But you are literally not just going and reading books. When you go into this university, you're being placed in an entry level position in the job that you want to learn about. And that's how you really gain these skills. And the more education that you pursue, that's how you move up. So like an entry level job for if you wanted to become like an accountant, you would start maybe like an entry level job at one of the fast food restaurants, being a cashier. And then as you complete your program, you move up into these higher positions and office jobs and stuff. But it's not like you're having to apply for different things, and you may or may not stay. It depends where you want to focus at because you have different areas you can go into. You could be an accounting, an engineer in an engineering company, in a construction company, in an energy company, and a financial company, food and drug stores, um, food, beverage and tobacco, healthcare, household resources, chemicals, industrials, materials, business services, media, motor vehicles and parts, retailing, technology, telecommunications, apparel, transportation, and wholesales. Now we're moving on to tier three, which is processing. Because now we're pretty much inside of the business now, and everything has to be pushed on. It has to keep going. Tier three is really about pushing, about keep continuously moving forward and expanding. And so this is just a basic outline of what needs to happen to continue the business for the business to. At the end of the day, this needs to happen for the business to continue to grow. When an order is placed, you have to process the order, and then you deliver the order. You have to give what's needed, and that breaks apart. Was it successful or was it not successful? And then we'll take that into account. and will still push out the material and get things sent. You know, if the of a engineering company needs something from a manufacturing um, company, then we need to make sure that's processed right. The order's processed, and we need to be reliable and held accountable for the products being sent to the right place. The raw materials are late for delivery, which will shut down production if they do not arrive on time. Now we're at tier four, which is manufacturing. Now, TFM is a holding company, a conglomerate, which has an array of different subsidiaries. All of those that I just named out, you can find everything this community will be able to carry the weight of itself. It is something that I think is really unique, and I think it's different because it goes full circle completely by itself. Everything that you need to thrive as a community and takes everything that the business needs to support itself. It's not ordering or purchasing or taking from other parts. It's really taking care of itself. Understanding a holding company, a company that owns assets but doesn't have any operation activities, other active businesses itself. A subsidiary is a company which is controlled by other another company, better known as a parent or holding company. Subsidiaries have a separate legal entity from that of their parent company. So now we're moving on to the final tier, which is tier five, which is franchising. And this breaks up the whole idea of the kind of pyramid of how things kind of go and who's responsible for what. I'm going to turn this around so I can better understand it. But you see, we're on tier five, and that's because inside of the business, there's purchasing, which buys all the new materials and goods required for production. Production makes sure that the production plans are met on time and produces the right quality of products and pro- and products the products of the right quality of produce. Technology and equipment responsible for architecture, hardware, software, and networking of computers in the company, programming, updates, tech support. Sales. Sales function deals with all aspects of marketing and selling to customers. The marketing function carries out marketing research, organizes advertising and product promotion. Human resource deals with all the recruitment, training, health and safety, and pay negotiations with union workers. Accounting and finance provides a detailed record of money coming in and coming out of the business and prepares accounts as a base for financial decisions. So each department or company, each department and each company will have someone in each department Does that what I'm trying to say is that this is a plan for a media conglomerate. And inside of this media conglomerate, you have different departments: purchasing, production, technology and equipment, sales and marketing, human resources, and accounting and finance. Now, for this plan, you have different parts of this entire plan, which is A669057, which wholesales is one part of it. So the wholesales would have a purchasing department, a production department, a technology and equipment department, a sales department, a human resources department, and accounting and finance department. And in that department, you would have a president, a vice president, a secretary of labor, a secretary of state, a secretary of health and human services, a secretary of treasury, a secretary of housing and urban development, a secretary of defense, attorney general, a secretary of transportation, secretary of energy, a secretary of agriculture, a secretary of education, a secretary of veteran affairs, a secretary of commerce, and a secretary of homeland security. And they will have their own individual teams. And these representatives of the franchise will report to the representatives of the conglomerate, which will that which will did I say will represent the franchise reports to the conglomerate, and the conglomerate reports to the holding company. The holding company owns the conglomerate, and the conglomerate is made up of different subsidiaries, and each subsidiary is a franchise of itself. And I hope to, for this media conglomerate, I hope to make a theme park and resorts and cruise lines to produce entertainment for a community. Please take the time to like this video and to share it, please. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my website to check out my audio book, or you can download the PDF of the book for it's on pre-sale right now for $5 and some change. It will be released on January the 1st, along with a new album and soundtrack for the story. My name is Tawan, and thank you so much for your time.